Sometimes on long nights after a day filled with noise, it feels as though the mind itself begins to expand, chaotic, weary, and distant from its own center. The world outside seems impossibly vast, while the world within grows narrow and confined. And yet perhaps somewhere within the silence of the cosmos, we can find another kind of stillness, a place where every thought and every breath moves in harmony with the pulse of distant stars. Tonight, allow yourself to drift away from that restless reality. Let this slow voice guide you into a journey that stretches for more than 2 hours, a quiet voyage through billions of galaxies where light travels for millions of years, only to brush gently against the eyes of the observer. Out there, science and philosophy are no longer separate. They meet in awe before the infinite, and in gratitude for the fragile gift of existence to be, even for a fleeting moment, a speck of dust within the universe. As Carl Sagan once said, "We are a way for the cosmos to know itself." And perhaps tonight, within the quiet of your own mind, you will feel that truth softly, deeply, and just enough to lull you into sleep. Imagine tonight you are sitting alone by the window. The light in your room has softened, leaving behind only a tender darkness that gently wraps around you. Outside, the sky is silent, and within that silence, countless lights are singing the stars, seemingly small, yet each of those faint sparks is a distant sun, a world, an untold story. We fragile human beings once believed the night sky was the ceiling of the universe, the final boundary of all things. But then, layer by layer, the mist was lifted, and we realized it was only the beginning. Each star, each fragile ray of light, is but a tiny fragment of an infinite ocean, a vast expanse where billions, even trillions of galaxies drift quietly through the dark void. And among those millions of luminous points, the Milky Way. Our home is nothing more than a speck of dust, nearly invisible within that grand totality. That feeling of awe when we suddenly grasp the scale of our smallness is not meant to frighten us. On the contrary, it opens the door to wonder. Because within that endless space across distances measured in millions of light years, we are still able to look up and see. We somehow are the eyes of the universe, gazing back upon itself. The astronomer Carl Sagan once said, "Somewhere something incredible is waiting to be known." And perhaps that something incredible is not only found in the distant stars, but also within the mind that gazes upon them in curiosity, in silence, in the tremor of the soul standing before the infinite. In our modern world, where humanity races against time, against information, against pressure, looking up at the sky has become a rare act, almost a form of meditation. When we pause to simply gaze, the mind begins to slow. The noise of the day dissolves, replaced by an ancient quiet. And in that moment, we begin to hear another kind of sound, the sound of the universe itself, faint but resonant, humming within the heart. The philosopher Blaise Pascal once wrote, "The eternal silence of these infinite spaces terrifies me." But perhaps the terror he spoke of was not the fear of threat. It was a sacred awe, the trembling that arises when the finite mind touches the infinite. It is a fear that carries beauty, for it humbles us. Indeed, within that boundlessness, we find solace. Among billions of stars, we see our smallness, yet we do not feel lost. For if we are born of stardust, if the atoms within our bodies once belonged to stars, long extinguished, then we have never truly been apart from the cosmos. We are made of star stuff, Sagan said, his voice warm and full of quiet reverence. A sentence that sounds scientific, yet holds the spirit of both philosophy and poetry. When we realize that we are part of something greater, we also see that every sorrow, every worry of daily life is but a ripple on the surface of consciousness. Beneath it lies an ocean of stillness, where all questions, all uncertainties slowly dissolve. At night, when the ancient light of the stars slips through your window, it is not merely the light of physics, it is the memory of time. It is the message of stars that died millions of years ago, yet their light has finally reached the place where you sit. You are gazing into the past, a past so distant that the very concept of now begins to blur. And within that fragile moment, a gentle question rises. If light can travel for billions of years just to touch us, then perhaps we too can learn to illuminate ourselves as the stars illuminate the endless night. Maybe looking up at the sky is one of the rare acts that lets the human being touch both the infinite and the intimate at once. Because when we lift our eyes, we are not only looking outward, we are also looking inward. The universe becomes a mirror for the soul. And within that mirror, a quiet truth reveals itself. Everything is connected from the dust, resting on your palm, to the galaxies spinning billions of light years away. As physicist Brian Cox once said, "We are the cosmos made conscious, and life is the means by which the universe understands itself." That statement is more than science. It is a lullaby of philosophy. For if our consciousness is the way the universe knows itself, then gazing at the night sky is no longer the act of a small being searching for meaning. It is the universe gazing upon itself through human eyes. And perhaps this is the moment where philosophy and healing meet. When we allow ourselves to pause and listen to the breath of the cosmos, we are learning acceptance that not everything needs to be perfect. Not everything needs to be understood right away. We only need to be still and feel. Take a slow breath. Let your thoughts drift like a river flowing gently between the shores of reality and infinity. Let the ancient light of galaxies weave through every cell, reminding you that you are not alone. Everything you feel, every sadness, every joy, is part of the cosmic symphony being composed each second within your heart. Tonight, let this story carry you away, not to find answers, but to reach the silence beyond all questions. That is where the universe and the human soul meet in a single breath, a single gaze toward the night sky, and a peaceful sleep within the infinite. When we lift our eyes to the night sky where the stars scatter like fragments of distant memory, perhaps something within us still trembles with awe. In the previous part, we lingered in that sacred smallness, the moment we realized that among billions of shimmering lights, we are but a quiet grain of dust, adrift in an immeasurable sea. But if you think that is infinity, the story that follows stretches the horizon 1,000-fold further. For the journey of human discovery, from believing the Milky Way was everything, to realizing there are countless other universes beyond Marx, one of the greatest leaps the human mind has ever taken. At the dawn of the 20th century, humanity lived in a much smaller cosmos. Astronomers of the time believed that every star, every faint nebula in the sky, belonged to the Milky Way, the only home we had ever known. The heavens were seen as a closed chamber, vast, mysterious, yet still intimate enough for us to imagine ourselves at its center. And then one day in 1920, humankind entered a fateful debate, the Great Debate. Two astronomers, Harlow Shapley and Heber Curtis, stood on opposite ends of a seemingly simple question. Were those hazy patches of light we saw in the sky part of the Milky Way, or were they island universes, independent galaxies, drifting far beyond our reach? In that room filled with conviction and wonder, none of them knew they were brushing against one of the final frontiers of knowledge. For the answer to that question would forever change how we see the cosmos and how we see ourselves within it. Shapley believed the Milky Way encompassed all a grand empire of every star, every nebula. Curtis, guided by intuition and quiet faith, felt otherwise that beyond our own galaxy lay countless others, island universes whose light had traveled for millions of years to reach our eyes. Two people, two beliefs, two visions, like twin stars, orbiting a truth that neither had yet drawn near enough to touch. Then 4 years later, in 1924, a new name entered history. Edwin Hubble. Under the skies of California at Mount Wilson Observatory, he aimed the Great Hooker telescope toward the Andromeda Nebula. The photographs that emerged were grainy and dim, yet hidden within them was something no one expected. Hubble discovered Cepheid, variable stars, whose rhythmic brightening and dimming could serve as beacons to measure cosmic distance. Through meticulous calculation, he realized that Andromeda was far, far beyond the limits of the Milky Way. And in that instant, one number one measurement, one faint light etched on film the universe we knew expanded beyond measure. Humanity understood at last that the Milky Way was not the whole, that the night sky was not a single self-contained universe, but an ocean of billions of galaxies. And with that discovery, humankind not only transformed its view of the heavens, it transformed its understanding of itself. Strange, isn't it? We often think of science as the domain of reason, formulas, and data. Yet that moment when Hubble realized that the light from Andromeda belonged to another world felt more like a sacred revelation than a calculation. Because when faced with the infinite, humanity encounters not only knowledge, but humility. The physicist Albert Einstein once said, "The most incomprehensible thing about the universe is that it is comprehensible." A paradox, the most mysterious thing about the universe is our ability to understand it. We creatures living for the briefest flicker of time can still gaze billions of light years away, deciphering messages sent by stars long before Earth itself was born. Within every number, every photograph, we sense the fragile connection between finite intelligence and infinite reality. Hubble's discovery was not merely a triumph of science, It was a lesson of the spirit. For when we know there are countless worlds beyond, we learn not to see ourselves as the center. When we understand that the light we see tonight began its journey millions of years ago, we learn to listen to time with patience. And when we realize that even in the darkest voids there may lie other forms of life, we learn humility and hope. The poet Rainer Maria Rilke once wrote words that echo like a whisper from the universe. Perhaps all the dragons in our lives are princesses who are only waiting to see us act just once with beauty and courage. Perhaps the universe is not as frightening as we imagine. Perhaps it is only waiting for us to behold it with courage and with the beauty of understanding. For when we dare to open our eyes, when we step beyond the little box of our Milky Way, we are participating in the universe's own awakening. In the stillness of the night, imagine that moment Hubble sitting beside his telescope, the faint light from Andromeda imprinting itself upon the glass plate, and the realization dawning that he was witnessing another world, a luminous island adrift in the dark ocean of space. It was not merely a moment of science, it was a moment of consciousness. A human being standing upon a tiny planet had reached the edge of infinity. And there, curiosity, that delicate instinct of the human heart, became a bridge connecting our soul to the whole cosmos. Think of it: if a single distant star can change the way we see the world, how many wonders still wait to be found? Each new discovery not only redraws the map of the universe, but also expands the landscape of the mind. From believing we are the center of all things, to accepting we are but one grain among countless others, that is not only a step of science, but a maturity of the human spirit. Tonight, when you look up at the sky, remember this: the light you see may have begun its journey before humanity existed, before Earth itself had formed. And as you gaze upon it, you continue the same journey begun by Hubble Curtis Shapley. Those who dared to believe that behind each point of light lies a miracle waiting to be known. In this quiet moment, let your mind drift among the stars, as though you too were standing beside them, the first dreamers to lift their heads and realize we are not alone. The universe is not one, but many a symphony of parallel worlds, all resonating together in eternal light. And amidst that cosmic symphony, we find a gentle truth. Though small, we are beings who know how to look upward. And in that simple act, the gaze toward the heavens, the yearning to understand, we become part of the infinite itself. From that first gaze from the Great Debate of 1920 to the faint light of Andromeda in 1924, humanity not only expanded the physical universe, but also the universe within. And that was the beginning of a new chapter, one we will step into next. The expanding universe, light distance, and the Hubble Deep Field. There we will not only glimpse distant galaxies, but see our own reflection in the light that has traveled for billions of years just to tell us the story of beauty, of time, and of our very existence. 3. The expanding universe, light distance, and the Hubble Deep Field. From the moment Edwin Hubble discovered that Andromeda did not belong to the Milky Way, but was a galaxy of its own humanity, crossed an invisible threshold. That doorway opened not just to a wider sky, but to a reality that stirred the soul, a realm where every definition of boundary suddenly grew fragile, We thought we had seen far, yet in truth, we had only just opened our eyes. And in that instant, a question began to bloom within the human heart. If there are countless galaxies out there, then where does the universe end? From here, our story continues. A new chapter where light, something so seemingly simple, becomes the delicate thread connecting humankind to the infinite. In 1995, at the Hubble Space Telescope, a team of scientists did something that seemed almost mad. They pointed the telescope toward an empty patch of sky in the constellation Ursa Major, a dark void where no star was visible to the naked eye. A space so small that if you held up a grain of sand at arm's length, that grain would cover the entire region they were observing. And then they let Hubble look, not for an hour, not for a night, but for 10 days straight, gathering every faint photon, every wandering particle of light that had traveled billions of years just to reach its mirror. When the final image was assembled, the world held its breath. Because within that darkness, that emptiness, there were over 3,000 galaxies, not stars, not planets, but 3,000 entire galaxies, each containing hundreds of billions of suns. If a single grain of the sky holds 3,000 galaxies, how many fill the whole night? Scientists estimate there may be over 2 trillion galaxies in the observable universe. And beyond that, beyond where light has yet to arrive, beyond where time has not allowed us to see what awaits there, perhaps infinity, perhaps regions of space where the laws of physics no longer apply, or perhaps only silence, a silence so vast that it makes us breathe slower, as if afraid to disturb the universe in its sleep. That image, the Hubble Deep Field, is more than a scientific photograph. It is a mirror of consciousness. It reminds us that emptiness is merely the limit of our own shallow sight. That what we call nothingness may in fact be filled with worlds, with life, with dreams that light is still carrying to us. As Friedrich Nietzsche once wrote in "Thus Spoke Zarathustra," and if you gaze long into an abyss, the abyss also gazes into you. When humanity turned its lens toward that infinite darkness, perhaps the universe was gazing back through the light of billions of years, through the memory of birth and decay. There is something miraculous about light. It is both messenger and memory. Every ray is a story, a fragment of time transformed into motion. When you see a star, you are not seeing it as it is now. You are seeing it as it was millions of years ago. Perhaps the star itself has long since died, yet its light keeps traveling unaware that its source no longer exists. In a way, light is the purest symbol of hope, moving ever forward, even when its beginning has faded away. When we say the universe is expanding, it is not only space that stretches, it is human awareness. From believing that the universe was a single galaxy to discovering there are trillions more, that journey is also the lesson of surrender. Learning to release the self, to accept that we are only part of something immeasurably larger. The philosopher Albert Camus once wrote, "The struggle itself toward the heights is enough to fill a man's heart." Perhaps it is the seeking, not the finding, that gives life its meaning. For in every act of looking upward, we are not only studying the stars, we are rediscovering ourselves. The light from the Hubble Deep Field is not only the glow of distant galaxies, it is illumination within the human mind, expanding the borders of our consciousness, teaching us humility, wonder, and peace. Now imagine this. You are lying beneath a quiet night. Around you, the whisper of wind. In the distance, the hum of a fan, the heartbeat of the room. Close your eyes for a moment and picture that image, the Hubble Deep Field. A tiny point in the sky, seemingly empty, yet containing thousands of galaxies. And within each galaxy, billions of suns. Among those suns, perhaps one has a planet orbiting it, a world where someone is also looking up at their own night sky, wondering the very same things you are thinking now. In that moment, you realize you are not alone, not merely because there may be life beyond, but because your consciousness itself has touched the infinite. In this silence, an invisible current flows through everything, from that distant light to the rhythm in your chest. All of it is part of the same cosmic symphony. Science may overwhelm us with numbers, 93 billion light years, 2 trillion galaxies, countless stars. But philosophy whispers softly, and where among all these numbers is humanity? That question doesn't ask for an answer, only for your attention. In the quiet of the universe, we hear something small yet profound, that our existence, though fragile, still holds meaning because we are the ones who can feel its beauty. As Carl Sagan once said in Cosmos, "The cosmos is within us. We are made of star stuff. We are a way for the universe to know itself." The universe is not only out there, it lives in every breath, every thought, every dream not yet formed. And so, each time you look at the night sky, remember you are seeing the past of light, but the present of consciousness. The universe continues to expand, and we, though small, are still the beings who know how to look upward, who know wonder, who know silence, and who can still smile into the vastness. Tonight, let the image of the Hubble Deep Field drift softly through your mind like a distant melody. Let each tiny galaxy glow gently in your imagination, not loud, not fierce, just a slow cascade of tender light across the night. And as your eyes begin to close, remember this. Among the countless worlds beyond, there still exists one small, miraculous place where someone is listening, feeling, and slowly drifting into sleep with the quiet thought that the light of the universe is still traveling toward you, slowly, gently, and forever. From Hubble's deepest images, we learn that the sky, seemingly empty, holds thousands of worlds. Each point of light is a galaxy, and each galaxy is a miniature universe containing hundreds of billions of stars, billions of planets, and perhaps billions of stories unfolding in silence. As we sit here at night beneath the roof of our own home, it is hard to take in the full meaning of that. But imagine this: if the light we see is a mirror of time, then each galaxy is the universe's memory. And now we'll drift deeper, not only to behold their light, but to understand the structure, the soul, and the breathing rhythm of these star cities in space. The Milky Way, our home, is a beautiful spiral galaxy. Seen from afar, it resembles a whirlwind of light curling in upon its own existence. At its center lies a place the eye cannot see. Sagittarius is a supermassive black hole with a mass more than 4 million times that of the Sun. We do not see it, but we can feel its influence. Stars nearby whirl at terrifying speeds, as if dancing around an invisible point. Between radiant brightness and absolute darkness, the Milky Way holds a delicate balance, as though it were meditating on the thin edge between destruction and creation. And that too is a graceful metaphor for the human being. Within us there is also a black hole, the core of the self, where thoughts and feelings are drawn in. A center we cannot see clearly, yet always sense its power. If the universe has darkness at its center, so does the soul. And perhaps the journey of knowledge and self-knowledge is the orbit around that darkness, seeking to understand it, though never reaching its end. Edwin Hubble, who widened humanity's vision, did not merely reveal the abundance of galaxies. He also discerned the diversity of their forms and structures. He grouped galaxies into 3 principal types: spiral, elliptical, and irregular. Each is a note in the cosmic symphony. Spiral galaxies, like the Milky Way and Andromeda, are radiant and dynamic. Their sweeping arms are rivers of life, where new stars are born from gas dust and light. Elliptical galaxies are older, quieter, spherical, or oval, filled with stars whose youthful fires have waned, casting a pale sunset gold glow. Irregular galaxies, distorted and chaotic, bear the scars of collisions, the remnants of past upheavals where shape and order were torn asunder by immense gravity. In this way, the universe seems to retell the story of the human heart. There are spiral souls, ever-moving, creative, reaching outward. There are elliptical souls, calm-seasoned, holding within a soft, dim light of experience. And there are irregular souls, warped, fractured, yet beautiful in their own way. For every crack is the record of a journey. Nietzsche once wrote, "You must have chaos within you to give birth to a dancing star." Perhaps both the universe and the human soul are born of the same principle. And yet, no matter how different they are, no galaxy exists alone. They live in groups and clusters, as if even in infinite space, solitude were unbearable. Our Milky Way belongs to the local group, more than 50 galaxies, among which Andromeda is the great companion, slowly drawing nearer, destined to collide and merge with us in about 4.5 billion years. Farther out, this group is part of an even larger structure, the Laniakea supercluster, meaning immense heaven. Over 100,000 galaxies, bound by invisible currents of gravity, drifting together across the ocean of space. But even that immense heaven is not the whole. Look deeper, and the universe maps itself like a lattice, the cosmic web. Vast filaments interweave, linking clusters of galaxies into walls of light stretching across billions of light years. Between these strands lie colossal voids regions where there is almost nothing, only absolute stillness. Gazing at this image, it feels as though we are looking at a gigantic neural map of the universe. and we suddenly notice something. The structure of the cosmos resembles the structure of the human brain. Galaxies, like neurons of light, joined by invisible threads of energy. Might the universe itself be a thinking entity? Might each star be an impulse, each galaxy a memory and humanity, a brief passing thought in the mind of the cosmos, as Alan Watts said. You are an aperture through which the universe is looking at and exploring itself. His words remind us that observation is never one way. When we look at the sky, the universe is also looking back at us. At night, when the heavens open into infinity, imagine yourself standing within that web. You are not only the observer, you are part of the structure, a small point of light along the endless filament of the cosmos. Every breath you take is an oscillation of energy entering the common motion. Every heartbeat is a tiny signal echoing through time, resonating with the pulse of trillions of stars. And in that connection, we are no longer lost. On the contrary, we are inseparable. Like a single note in a symphony, small but necessary for the music to be whole. On the grandest scale, the universe is a net of light where order and chaos are woven together. But if we shrink down and look into the human heart, we see the same vessel's currents and streams of energy crossing like a miniature cosmos. Perhaps the universe is not out there. It is here within us. And when we grow still enough to observe, we are touching its very structure. Carl Jung once said, "Who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakes." When we look outward, we witness the universe's dream. When we look inward, we awaken ourselves. Between those two gazes, the one lifted to the sky and the one turned toward the soul, there is a single thread binding everything. So tonight, as you close your eyes, imagine yourself drifting through the cosmic web, gently like a stray mote of light amid a sea of stars. You do not need to understand it all, only to feel that you are held within something vast, merciful, and ordered. Let that thought cradle you that each galaxy is a breath, each star a heartbeat, and you, no matter how small, are still part of this endless harmony. Tonight, the universe is not far. It is within you. And as you slip into sleep, perhaps somewhere along a spiral arm of the Milky Way, the universe is softly whispering, "We are all woven from the same light." From the vast cosmic web we just crossed, where galaxies intertwine like luminous threads in the dark fabric of space, we begin to realize something deeper. Everything we see out there is light, and light itself is the memory of time. The universe is not only woven from matter, but from moments that have passed, still traveling ceaselessly toward us. And every time we lift our gaze to the sky, thinking we are witnessing the present, in truth, we are looking into the past. When we gaze at the Milky Way, the light we see began its journey tens of thousands of years ago. When we look toward Andromeda, that light has traveled 2.5 million years before reaching the back of our eyes. And when scientists observe the farthest galaxies, whose light has spent billions of years crossing the void to reach Earth. They are seeing the universe as it was when it was only a few 100 million years old. Every ray of light is a fragment of time transformed into motion. It moves quietly and patiently through cold emptiness, carrying within it the stories of dead stars, of unborn planets, of explosions and dissolutions. To look at the night sky, then, is to gaze into memory, not only the memory of the cosmos, but the memory of ourselves. There is a gentle yet overwhelming truth when you see the light of a star. That star may no longer exist. It has already perished, yet its light continues its journey. Much like the memories within us, sometimes what has been lost still leaves behind a light illuminating the silent nights of the soul. From that perspective, the universe becomes a museum of time, where every photon is a quiet witness. When a telescope turns upward, it is not merely an instrument of observation, it is a machine for time travel, allowing us to peer back into the dawn of creation. We see young galaxies, the first stars blazing in the primordial dark, the first light tearing through the cosmic night like the first breath of existence itself. Albert Einstein once wrote, "People like us who believe in physics know that the distinction between past, present, and future is only a stubbornly persistent illusion. Past, present, and future, they are but overlapping waves upon the same ocean. And light is the proof. It shows us that time never disappears. It simply spreads. When we say we are looking far, what we truly mean is that we are looking back. Astronomers, when they study the heavens, are not seeing the universe as it is. Now they are reading an ancient book page by page, each page a galaxy from a different chapter of time. To look deeper is to look further into the past. To reach the edge of vision is to brush the edge of beginnings. But beautifully enough, the same is true of the human soul. The deeper we look within ourselves, the further we move backward through time toward memories, dreams, and archetypes. What Carl Jung once called the collective unconscious. Just as the telescope peers into the skies to glimpse the young universe, the mind can turn inward to rediscover the first spark of its own being. One gaze outward, one gaze inward, both leading to the same destination, the source of existence itself. In a sense, light is the language of the universe. It does not speak in words, but tells its story through color, intensity, and vibration. A red hue whispers of expansion. A blue shimmer murmurs of motion. A dim glow sighs of a star long gone. When scientists separate light into a spectrum, they see patterns, ancient engravings, etched into the waves, recording chemical fingerprints, ages, and speeds. And if we listen with the heart, we too can feel light in our own way. The brightness of a morning carries the language of beginnings. The tenderness of twilight speaks of release. And a star-filled night that is the light of memory, of remembrance, of realizing that we are living inside a painting drawn millions of years ago. In that stillness, we see that light, like the human soul, carries a single desire to touch another. Across the vast distance of space, a ray of light still chooses to set out, knowing it may take millions of years before finding an eye patient enough to receive it. Perhaps in that very act, light becomes the perfect metaphor for love, for faith, for existence itself. For we too keep living, loving, creating, sending out our signals into the world, not knowing whether anyone is listening. As Soren Kierkegaard once wrote, "In either or life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards." The universe is the same. It moves toward the future, guided by the memories of light shining from its past. Every star is a page in its diary, every beam a line written in the language of time. When you sit in darkness and think about the light that has traveled for billions of years to reach you, imagine this. Somewhere in a distant galaxy, there might be another being doing the same. Looking up at their sky, seeing a faint point of light, unaware that it is our Milky Way. In that moment, though, separated by billions of light years, two souls, two observers, are touching in silence. Light then becomes a bridge between the lonely hearts of the cosmos. Time and light, two things that seem different yet are one and the same. Light is time made visible, and time is light yet to arrive. Both teach us the same lesson, that nothing truly vanishes. Everything leaves a trace, whether it is a faint ray in the dark or a gentle memory in someone's heart. And so tonight, as you lift your eyes to the sky, remember you are not only seeing stars, you are witnessing moments long gone, conversing with the past of the universe, surrounded by billions of years of silent history, retold through the wordless language of light. Let that thought soften your mind. Let each starlit beam tonight become the breath of life itself, a quiet wave rocking your soul along the current of time. And as you slowly close your eyes, you may realize every dream you are about to see, like every star out there, is a small fragment of the same miracle light, traveling through time, telling the story of itself. When we paused in the previous chapter, we saw that light, the silent traveler of the cosmos, carries within it the memories of billions of years, granting us the chance to glimpse the past. And yet a question lingers softly in the mind. If light can tell us what once was, is there a limit to how far we can see? Can we look upon the very beginning, the moment the universe first awakened after the Big Bang, when the first rays of light flickered into being amidst the primal darkness? And then the answer appeared in the form of a golden gleaming machine drifting through the cold emptiness of space, the James Webb Space Telescope. If Hubble revealed to us the bright fragments of a distant past, then Webb opened a door even deeper, a window that looks straight into the dawn of the universe. If Hubble is an eye that sees through visible light, James Webb is the soul that listens through the dark. It sees through infrared light, the kind emitted by ancient galaxies after billions of years of cosmic expansion stretch their light into longer, softer waves. Because of that, Webb does not only see farther, it sees earlier. When Webb turned its mirrors toward a patch of black sky, the first images it sent home left the scientific world breathless. On that canvas of faint light appeared thousands of galaxies, not the grand, mature spirals we've come to know, but the raw, glowing seeds of creation, the earliest galaxies only a few 100 million years old. Some of them burned with an impossible brilliance. According to our older models, such galaxies shouldn't have existed. So soon, the universe then less than 1 billion years old was supposed to be too young, too chaotic. And yet there they were, shimmering like the first candles ever lit in the vast night of the cosmos. These discoveries compelled physicists to ask again, perhaps the universe evolved faster than we thought. Perhaps the laws we once trusted still lack a hidden piece, as if Webb itself were whispering, "The limits you see are only beginnings." There is something strangely beautiful about that idea. Science, often thought to be the path of pure reason, turns out to be full of wonder, that same sense of awe that philosopher Immanuel Kant called the sublime, the trembling reverence we feel when facing what surpasses our understanding. Among clouds of cosmic dust, Webb glimpsed the first generation of stars known as Population 3. They were the universe's first beacons, born purely of hydrogen and helium with no heavier elements. No iron, no carbon, no oxygen, just two simple notes, the opening chords in the grand symphony of creation. Then they burned fiercely, lived briefly, and died in colossal supernovae scattering into space. The first elements, the foundation stones of everything to come, planets, oceans, living beings, and in the end, us. Perhaps when you take a deep breath, that breath still carries traces of those first stars, the ancient souls that perished so that we could live. Carl Sagan once said, "We are made of star stuff," and perhaps Webb has made that truth visible, showing us the very moment when matter became light and light became life. In the stillness of space, Webb is more than a machine. It is a great mirror reflecting the deepest longing of humanity, the desire to see, to understand, to touch our origin. And the strange thing is this: the farther we look outward, the deeper we gaze inward. It is as if the universe is an infinite mirror, and we are its tiny reflection, trying to look back at the place where we began. When people behold those infant galaxies, they see not only science, but also time and hope, the delicate beauty of beginnings. For perhaps in every journey of the cosmos, from light to shadow, from chaos to harmony, there beats the same rhythm, the rhythm of birth, of becoming, of fading, and of life arising again. If you listen closely, you'll feel that rhythm within yourself. Inside every mind are primordial galaxies of its own unformed regions, new thoughts just igniting after a long night of the unconscious. They are hazy, chaotic, undefined, yet brimming with infinite potential. Like those first galaxies of the cosmic dawn, the tiny sparks in your soul can become suns, if only you are patient enough to watch and gentle enough to wait. The philosopher Alan Watts once said, "You are the universe experiencing itself." We are not mere observers. We are the universe listening to itself, learning to understand itself through each layer of awareness. And the James Webb Telescope, in a sense, is the universe's own eye looking back upon the innocence of its childhood. The images Webb sends home are not just milestones of science. They are quiet portraits of the universe's soul, golden swirls of dust, faint veils of starlight nebulae shaped like dreams. They are beautiful not only for what they show, but for the feeling they awaken that we are witnessing something no one has ever seen before. It is the beauty of the first time. The first moment the universe has ever been seen seeing itself. Friedrich Nietzsche once wrote, "And those who were seen dancing were thought to be insane by those who could not hear the music." Perhaps Webb and those who look through it are dancing to the music of the first stars, a melody most of us cannot yet hear. For science, though, a tool of reason is born from the same place as poetry, and prayer from wonder. Imagine tonight you lie down and close your eyes. In the quiet darkness, perhaps you too become a small James Webb, a soul gazing into the depths of its own being, where memories, dreams, and unnamed emotions drift like nebulae. You need not understand everything, only listen, for it may be that in this very silence, the first light within you is beginning to form the light that will illuminate the long journey of your life. James Webb is not merely exploring the stars, it is reminding us that every beginning is sacred, and that within each of us, in our own way, there lies a private universe, waiting to be understood, to be illuminated, to be loved. Let that thought cradle you into rest. For even as you drift into sleep, the universe continues to unfold. Stars are still being born, galaxies still forming. And the first light of creation is still traveling toward you, softly, patiently, like a whisper reminding you. Everything that begins, begins again. From the radiant images brought back by James Webb, the swirling ribbons of light, the first galaxies gleaming against the ancient dark, we might feel as though we've reached the edge of understanding. Yet the deeper we look into light, the more we realize there is a far greater portion of the universe that we cannot see. A silent part one that neither shines, nor reflects, nor speaks, and yet it holds together the very skeleton of reality. Amid all the glittering stars among the galaxies spinning in their endless dance, something unseen moves softly like the breath of space itself. It doesn't react to light leaves no trace, but it shapes every motion. And we call it dark matter. This discovery began not with an image, but with a question. When astronomers observed galaxies, they noticed something strange. Their rotation defied the laws of physics as we knew them. According to Newton, stars near the outer rims of a galaxy should spin more slowly, just as planets farther from the sun orbit at gentler speeds. But in truth, the stars all spun just as fast, as if an invisible hand were holding everything together, refusing to let it fly apart. Those measurements slowly revealed a startling truth. Only 5% of the universe is made of ordinary matter, the kind that forms planets, people, light and sound, everything we can see. The rest is hidden. Roughly 27% is dark matter, unseeable, yet heavy encircling galaxies in vast, invisible halos. And the remaining 68%, even more mysterious, is dark energy, a silent force, pushing the universe not just to expand, but to expand faster and faster. That revelation came in 1998, when scientists studied light from distant supernova and found that the universe was accelerating, not slowing down. It was as though a balloon, instead of being pulled back by gravity, kept swelling larger and larger, with growing speed. This unseen force, undetectable, immeasurable, rules the motion of all things. If dark matter is the thread that keeps the cosmos from unraveling, then dark energy is the breath that blows it apart. One pulls, the other pushes. One binds, the other releases. Together they form the universe's heartbeat, the rhythm of expansion and balance. It sounds abstract, yet in truth, it is deeply human. For isn't there also within each of us an inner universe of darkness? We see the visible parts of one another, the smile, the voice, the light of achievement. But most of who we are dwells in the unseen, in memory, in pain, in fear, in things we cannot name. And it is precisely that invisible part that shapes us, that dictates how we love, how we react, how we live. Carl Jung called it the shadow, the inner darkness that holds all we avoid, but also the wellspring of our creativity and our healing. Like the cosmos, the human soul is woven from both light and shadow, and it is the fragile harmony between the two that gives rise to beauty. If dark matter is the hidden structure of space, then silence and solitude are the hidden structures of the human spirit. We live in a world drenched in images and noise, yet sometimes it is only in wordless stillness that we touch our truest self. To see the universe, we must dim the blinding light of the stars. To understand ourselves, we must dare to look into the darkness within. Nietzsche once wrote in Beyond Good and Evil, "One must still have chaos in oneself to be able to give birth to a dancing star." In chaos and darkness, the stars are born. Perhaps it is the same within us. Our pain, our detours, our silent griefs are what shape the light of understanding. Science tells us no one truly knows what dark matter or dark energy are. We only know that they exist. We cannot touch them, cannot see them, but we feel their influence in every motion of the universe. They are the unseen foundation of everything. And perhaps that is how love, faith, or meaning also live within us, unmeasurable, invisible, yet undeniably real for every motion of our lives, is guided by their pull. Albert Einstein once said, "The most beautiful experience we can have is the mysterious. The deepest beauty does not lie in what we understand, but in what still leaves us awestruck." The cosmos, with darkness filling most of its being, is a gentle reminder that the unseen is not meaningless. On the contrary, it is what allows everything else to exist. In a way, the universe is a lesson in faith, that what we cannot see still surrounds us, that silence can still hold life. Just as we love someone far away, just as we send out dreams not yet realized, just as we whisper a prayer into the dark, these too are our inner forms of dark matter, keeping our inner world from collapsing. Perhaps that is why, under a sky full of stars, we still feel peace. Because deep within the unconscious, we know that we live not only in the light, but are also held in an ocean of the invisible. And tonight, as you look up at the sky, imagine this. Among the glittering stars, countless things exist that light has never touched, vast structures, hidden currents of energy shaping the destiny of galaxies, much like the unseen flow of emotion shaping the course of your life. The universe expands with every second. And perhaps in that same moment, your heart expands too, learning to hold more compassion, to understand more deeply, to love more fully. As Alan Watts said, "You are the universe experiencing itself. You are not merely the observer of the cosmos. You are the cosmos alive, feeling understanding itself through the form of a fragile human being." Let that thought lull you into rest. You are not alone. You are surrounded by things unseen, yet ever present, by love, by memory, by the quiet breath of the universe drifting through the night. Outside, there is the dark cosmos. Inside, there is a luminous soul. And between these two seeming opposites, something profoundly beautiful unfolds life. In the previous chapter, we lingered long in the darkness of the cosmos, where invisible matter and dark energy silently shaped the motion of all things. A universe that is mostly hidden, still, and seemingly beyond grasp. And yet within those shadows, tiny sparks persist, fragile, patient, igniting the first embers in the cold expanse. Those sparks are the heartbeats of the universe, the places where light begins, where life, in some quiet, ancient way, was promised amid the chaos. Tonight, we follow that light through the life and death of stars, to understand why every glimmer in the night sky carries a story of creation, destruction, and eternal return. When we look up, we see billions of stars, yet it's hard to imagine that each one began as a cold, drifting cloud in space. That was the beginning vast nebulae of hydrogen gas and cosmic dust floating in silence. Then a small disturbance, perhaps a shock wave from a distant supernova, ripples through the stillness. Particles begin to gather under gravity's pull, slowly condensing, spinning, heating. And then suddenly, in the darkness, a spark. A star is born. There is something sacred about that moment. From perfect silence, a flame is lit, turning coldness into warmth, chaos into order. It mirrors the human soul. For within us too, a single spark of awareness of love can rekindle an entire inner universe. As a star enters its long maturity, it lives in delicate balance. Gravity pulls inward, while the energy of nuclear fusion pushes outward. Between these opposing forces, the star finds stability, the main sequence where it burns steadily for billions of years. It sounds simple, yet within that stillness, the star performs its greatest work. It turns hydrogen into helium, and little by little forges heavier elements, carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, iron. Every atom, every grain of matter that will someday form life is born in the fiery heart of a star. As if each star silently is doing what humanity eternally longs to do, to turn energy into meaning. It doesn't only shine, it creates. Albert Camus once wrote, "In the depth of winter, I finally learned that within me there lay an invincible summer." Even in the coldest winter of the universe, the stars are that invincible summer, where light never dies, where life persists through the eternal struggle between collapse and release, holding on and letting go. And then one day the fuel runs out. The star begins to change. When the hydrogen is gone, it burns helium. When the helium fades, it desperately searches for new reactions to sustain itself. And when there is nothing left, it collapses. So swiftly that even light cannot cry out. Yet this is not a simple death. The star dies in brilliance. A supernova erupts, casting its matter into space, releasing more energy in a heartbeat than our sun will in its entire lifetime. That light, fierce, brief, unrestrained, spreads across the cosmos, illuminating corners that had never known light before. In dying, the star gives birth to everything else. From its ashes, the heavy elements are flung into space. Carbon, iron, oxygen, all the ingredients for planets, oceans, and life itself. Carl Sagan wrote, "The nitrogen in our DNA, the calcium in our teeth, the iron in our blood, the carbon in our apple pies were made in the interiors of collapsing stars." We were not merely born in the universe, we were born from it. Every atom in your body, every breath you take, every thought that flickers in your mind is the remnant of a star that once burned and died. After the explosion, a star's destiny diverges into many paths. Small stars like our sun cool and fade, leaving behind a dense white core, a white dwarf, a lonely ember adrift in the night. Larger stars collapse into neutron stars, so dense that a spoonful of their matter weighs billions of tons. And the most massive stars, when they exhaust all fuel, implode into themselves, becoming black holes where space and time twist so profoundly that even light cannot escape. Strange, isn't it? Even in ending, the universe refuses silence. It creates symbols of infinity, places where endings and beginnings converge. Nietzsche once wrote in Thus Spoke Zarathustra, "You must be ready to burn yourself in your own flame. How could you rise anew if you have not first become ashes?" Like the stars, we too are reborn, only when we dare to burn completely. We begin to truly live when we pass through dissolution and realize that within the ashes, there is always a seed of light waiting to rise again. Think of that tonight. When you see a star in the sky, its light may have begun its journey hundreds or thousands of years ago. The star itself may have long since gone dark, but its light is still arriving. A message from the past, whispering, "I once existed." And in that instant of your seeing its journey is complete the journey of light, of memory, of life. For nothing in the universe is ever truly lost. Everything only changes form, continuing its voyage from star to dust, from dust to planet, from planet to life, and from life back to the stars. We are the universe made aware, light once cast into darkness, now returning to recognize itself. So tonight, as you gently close your eyes, imagine this. Each breath you take is a fragment of an ancient star, awakening again. Each heartbeat is a small flame of the cosmos still burning. You are not merely looking at the light, you are the light. A light once born from chaos, that passed through shadow, that broke apart, and was born again to illuminate its own path. Tonight, as you drift into sleep, let this thought cradle you, that in this stillness, amid billions of years of light and the vastness of space, the universe is still breathing with you. And perhaps that star you see above is you, from a lifetime long ago, smiling softly in the glow of your own eternal light. From the ashes of dead stars, life was born. In the previous chapter, we followed the miraculous journey of light, from the moment it flickered into being, within darkness burned, faded, and transformed into the atoms that compose everything we know. The water in our oceans, the air we breathe, the beating of our hearts each night. All of it stardust, and in the moment we realize that we are the universe made aware of itself. A quiet question rises in the mind. If the cosmos could give birth to life here on this small, fragile planet, then out there, across billions of galaxies and suns, is there someone else also looking up, asking the very same thing? With hundreds of billions of stars in the Milky Way and trillions of galaxies beyond, the number of worlds capable of hosting life seems almost limitless. If even one planet among them shares the right conditions, an atmosphere, water, warmth, then the probability of life elsewhere should be certain. And yet here lies the paradox: we have heard nothing. No signal, no trace, no visit. The sky, vast, ancient, remains, eerily silent. This simple, haunting question became one of the greatest riddles of modern cosmology, the Fermi paradox. It began with a casual remark by physicist Enrico Fermi one summer afternoon in 1950. Amid conversations about space and the possibility of life beyond Earth, he suddenly looked up and asked, "But where is everybody?" Just 4 words, and they opened a void of contemplation that humanity has yet to fill. Many theories have tried to answer it. Some suggest that intelligent life is extraordinarily rare, a delicate miracle requiring billions of coincidences, and perhaps only Earth has met them all. Others argue that they do exist, but are too far, so far, that their light hasn't reached us or beyond the reach of any instrument we've built. And then there are theories both beautiful and terrifying. Perhaps every civilization destroys itself before it can reach the stars. For along with intelligence comes desire and fear, and sometimes those very flames consume their creators. Some call this the great filter, an invisible test that life must pass from emergence to sentience, to technology, to the ability to endure. Maybe we have already passed it, or maybe it still awaits us ahead. Another theory, colder, darker, yet profoundly poetic, is the dark forest theory. In this view, the universe is a dark forest. Every civilization is a silent hunter hidden among the trees. Whoever reveals themselves, whoever lights a fire, is destroyed. No one calls out. No one sends a signal. No one dares to move. Only silence. A silence that is not emptiness, but caution. A silence that may have lasted billions of years. As Liu Cixin wrote in The Dark Forest, "The universe is a dark forest. Every civilization is an armed hunter stalking through the trees like a ghost." Those words are both beautiful and chilling, for they suggest that humanity's loneliness may not be due to our isolation, but because all others are hiding quiet with fear. And if that is true, then perhaps the silence of the universe is not absence, but warning. Yet from any perspective, the question trembles within us. In such a vast universe, why us? Why this planet, small, delicate spinning in an ocean of nothingness, should be the one to awaken, to wonder, to reflect upon itself? Perhaps it isn't an accident. Perhaps life is not an exception, but an inevitability, like flowers that must bloom when spring arrives, like light that cannot help but spread. The universe exists to know itself, and we are its eyes, its voice, its breath. Carl Sagan wrote in Cosmos, "The cosmos is within us. We are made of star stuff. We are a way for the universe to know itself." That sentence is more than science. It is a lullaby of philosophy. For if life is the universe awakening to itself, then every question we ask about origin, meaning loneliness, is part of that awakening. Perhaps the universe's silence is not the absence of sound, but another form of language, one our ears cannot yet perceive, but our souls already understand. Maybe every star in the sky is a greeting. Maybe every radio wave drifting through space is a quiet song. Or maybe the universe is teaching us something simpler, that before we seek others, we must learn to listen to the life within ourselves. For if we cannot hear the voice of our own hearts, how can we hear the echo of another world? Nietzsche once wrote, "And if you gaze long into an abyss, the abyss also gazes into you." Each time we gaze into the cosmos, it gazes back. Not through telescopes, not through machines, but through the question trembling within us. Are we alone? That question may never need an answer. For in the very act of asking, we have already become part of the story. Life, like a wave rippling outward from the center of time, does not need to know its destination, only that it moves. And if somewhere out there, someone is watching, perhaps they too are wondering the same thing. Is anyone thinking of us? Tonight, as you look up at the sky, let silence surround you. Let the light of the stars, those ancient fires that have traveled millions of years, touch you softly. Though the universe is silent, it is still speaking in its own way, through the rhythm of space, through the music of light, through your own existence. A small soul adrift in an endless sea. Perhaps we are not alone. Perhaps we are the answer. And in this moment, as you close your eyes and listen to your heartbeat, you are hearing what the universe has whispered since the dawn of time. That life, wherever it exists, is simply light, finding its way home. In the previous chapter, we wandered through the Fermi paradox, that haunting question about the universe's silence, about the possibility that among billions of worlds, none have yet answered our call. But as we gaze deeper, we begin to understand the silence itself is an answer. A reminder that we fragile travelers drifting through the vast ocean of space are not only searching for others, but searching for ourselves. For to understand life, we must understand its beginning and the place to which it will one day return. And so tonight's journey continues no longer through the constellations, but through the expanse of time itself. From the first instant, the universe flared into being to the final moment when all light fades, we will traverse the entire lifetime of reality. A story not only of space, but of the nature of existence itself. About 13.8 billion years ago, everything that has ever existed, energy, matter, space, even time, was compressed into a single, infinitesimal point. There was no before, no outside, only a state of infinite density where every law of physics collapsed. And then in one miraculous moment, it expanded, not an explosion in space, but the birth of space itself. We call that moment the Big Bang. No one knows what caused it. Perhaps a quantum tremor within nothingness. Perhaps the first breath of the cosmos, or a new cycle in an endless rhythm of creation and collapse. But whatever its origin from that instant, everything began energy, matter, light, and eventually consciousness. As philosopher Alan Watts once wrote, "You are an aperture through which the universe is looking at and exploring itself." Perhaps the Big Bang was the first act of that exploration. The universe opening its eyes, beginning the long process of knowing itself through countless forms. In the first seconds, there were no stars, no planets, only a blazing ocean of plasma, where quarks and electrons danced in chaos. As the universe cooled, these particles joined to form protons and neutrons, and eventually the first elements, hydrogen and helium, the raw material of all future life. 300,000 years later, atoms formed, and light, once trapped in the dense fog of plasma, was finally set free. That light still exists today. We call it the cosmic microwave background, the faint afterglow of creation, the whisper of the universe's first dawn. When we look upon it through our telescopes, we are not merely observing physics. We are listening to the first breath of reality itself. A breath that has continued for 13.8 billion years, flowing through galaxies, through stars, through the rhythm of your heartbeat right now. After the Big Bang structure began to emerge, clouds of gas condensed under gravity, forming the first stars, small lanterns, piercing the cosmic night. They lived, burned, and died in magnificent explosions, casting heavy elements into space. From their ashes, galaxies took shape, vast islands of light, each home to hundreds of billions of stars and billions of untold stories. Among them, one small planet Earth became the stage for something extraordinary life that could reflect upon its own existence. Carl Sagan once said, "The cosmos is also within us. We are made of star stuff. We are the universe made aware. The result of billions of years of evolution of stars that lived and died, of atoms reborn in flame and dust. Life evolved from molecules to cells, from single-celled beings to minds capable of wonder. And in the briefest blink of cosmic time, humans appeared, looked around, and asked, 'Who am I?' Was this universe? That question itself is the echo of the Big Bang, the expansion not only of space, but of consciousness. Perhaps we exist not merely to survive, but to witness, to be the eyes of the cosmos, watching itself grow, change, and age. As poet Rainer Maria Rilke once wrote, "For one human being to love another that is perhaps the most difficult of all our tasks, the work for which all other work is but preparation. Maybe love, the deepest of human experiences, is also the universe's way of understanding itself through empathy, connection, and the longing to be seen. But nothing lasts forever. Even stars have lifetimes. One day, every atom of hydrogen in every galaxy will be spent, and the final embers of starlight will fade. Scientists call this the heat death of the universe, a time when all energy is evenly dispersed, when there is no more flow of heat, no more motion, no more light. The cosmos will become a silent, frozen expanse where even the last photons drift endlessly in darkness. That will be the end of time, not because time will stop, but because there will be nothing left to measure it by. At first, it sounds like a sorrowful end, but if we look deeper, there is beauty in it, the beauty of completion. Like a candle burning to its final drop of wax, or a melody fading gently into silence, the universe too will finish its symphony. From chaos to order, from light to darkness, from birth to dissolution, everything follows the same circle. There is no true beginning or end, only transformation. And perhaps when the final darkness falls, it will be the seed of a new beginning, another big bang, another cycle of eternity. Nietzsche called it eternal recurrence, the endless return of all things. No finality, only endless forms of being. If so, then the death of the universe is not an ending, but a vast, peaceful sleep preparing for its next awakening. So now let that image carry you into rest. A universe expanding, billions of galaxies drifting apart, stars singing their final songs. Among them, a small blue world where you sit, breathing, thinking about it all. This very moment, your inhale, your heartbeat, is the culmination of billions of years of cosmic evolution. You do not stand outside the universe. You are it. As Alan Watts wrote, you are the Big Bang, the original force of the universe coming on as whoever you are. So rest easy. The universe may one day fade, but the light within you, the same light born in that first explosion of creation, will continue on in another form, in another place, in another time. Tonight, as you gently close your eyes, let yourself drift back to that origin, to the place where light was born, where everything began, and where everything will return. In the stillness of the night, you are touching the eternal. From the previous chapter, we've traveled together from the beginning to the end, from the first burst of time to the silent cold of the universe's final breath. A journey of light stretching over 13.8 billion years of matter being born, dissolving, and rising again in endless forms. And yet when we step back and behold the entire story, the story of the universe itself, the deepest question is no longer how it began, but rather, does it mean anything at all? For if everything is born from nothing and will one day return to nothing, if galaxies, stars, and even we human beings are but fleeting ripples in an endless ocean of time, then what if anything could truly matter? In that silence, we hear the echoes of ancient thinkers, those who once looked up at the same night sky and felt the same awe that we do now. Philosophy, religion, and science. Three paths that seem separate, yet all lead to the same destination: wonder before existence. Albert Einstein once said, "The most beautiful thing we can experience is the mysterious. It is the source of all true art and all science." The most beautiful thing, he reminds us, is not certainty, but mystery. The point where reason stops and the soul begins to feel. Science tells the story of the cosmos through numbers and equations. Philosophy and spirituality teach us how to listen to that story with the heart. If science explains how the universe works, philosophy helps us understand why we are moved by it. When we stand beneath the stars, our first feeling may be smallness, the sense that we are nothing but a grain of dust in a vast mechanical expanse. But look closer, and a deeper truth reveals itself. It is precisely because we know we are small that we become magnificent. In The Pale Blue Dot, Carl Sagan wrote, "The Earth is a very small stage in a vast cosmic arena. Think of the rivers of blood spilled by all those generals and emperors on this mote of dust suspended in a sunbeam. Earth, a tiny speck floating in sunlight. Upon that speck, every joy and sorrow, every empire, religion, and love story has unfolded." Yet Sagan did not despair. He saw beauty in the realization that though we are only dust, we know how to look upward. We ask, we wonder, we feel awe. In a universe largely unconscious, we are the small part that has become aware of the infinite. And that in itself is the miracle. Some ask, if the universe has no purpose, then why live? The answer, as Jean-Paul Sartre wrote, is simple. Life has no meaning a priori. It's up to you to give it a meaning. Life carries no built-in purpose. We create it in every act, every choice, every breath. The universe needs no reason to exist. It simply is. And so are we. If meaning exists at all, it is not found in equations or doctrines, but in how we experience existence, in a gaze, a breath, an awakening. As Alan Watts said, "You are the universe experiencing itself. You are not separate from the cosmos. You are the cosmos living, sensing, and understanding itself through the brief luminous form of a human being." Science tells us that one day every star will fade. Religion tells us that the soul is eternal. Philosophy says even if the light dies, the meaning of having seen it endures. It is like music. Its value lies not in its first or last note, but in the melody as a whole and in what it awakens within us. Perhaps the universe is the same. The Big Bang was not only a physical birth, but also the birth of consciousness, the moment the void became aware of itself. When humanity gazes at the heavens, the universe through our eyes gazes back. That is the instant when nothingness realized it exists. Nietzsche once wrote in Thus Spoke Zarathustra, "For the first time, the universe became conscious of itself." In that sense, each of us is a fragment of cosmic awareness, a spark within infinity carrying the memory of the stars. If you have ever looked up at the night sky and felt stillness in your heart, that is philosophy. It requires no complex words, no doctrines, only presence, only silence, only the realization that you and the sky are not separate. You inhale, and the oxygen in your lungs was once forged in a star. You exhale, and your carbon will one day merge into ocean's air or distant worlds. You are not in the universe, you are part of its sacred cycle. And once you know this, fear begins to fade. For death is no longer an ending, but a transformation, a return. Back to stardust, back to light, back to the place where everything began. Tonight, let these thoughts drift gently through you. You do not need to understand them, only to feel. The universe does not ask for explanation. It simply invites your presence. Meaning does not depend on whether the cosmos has a purpose. It lives in the simple truth that we small beings amid the infinite can still bow our heads in wonder, still love, still smile. Rumi once wrote, "Stop acting so small. You are the universe in ecstatic motion. Do not think of yourself as tiny. You are the universe moving in joy through the form of your life. And that is enough. Even when galaxies fade, stars die, and memories turn to dust, as long as there is a single moment when we know we are alive, when we feel, when we love, that moment has given the entire cosmos meaning. As you gently close your eyes, the sky remains above you. The universe still expands, and you, a dreaming speck of stardust, are being held within its embrace. No more questions need answers now, only the peace of realization that we are not the center of the universe, but its awakening. And in the quiet breath at the end of the day, as you drift into sleep, the cosmos continues to sing its silent song, a tender, invisible symphony about you. And now, after traveling the long road of knowledge and reflection, from the first explosion of time to the universe's final breath, from the light of stars to the awakening of human consciousness, we arrive at the quietest place of all, the moment of stillness. In the previous chapter, we discovered that meaning is not hidden among distant galaxies, but lies here within our own breath, in the simple awareness that we are alive, sensing, listening, hearing the universe speak through the rhythm of our beating hearts. And now, as night settles fully, as every sound dissolves into silence, the storyteller whispers softly, like a faint exhale drifting through infinite space. Rest now. The universe is still here. The stars still shine. The galaxies still turn slowly, gently, like the breath of a dream. When you close your eyes, the world does not disappear. It grows wider, for in darkness, you are no longer confined by horizons or sight. In that darkness, you can travel far, very far, between spiral arms of galaxies, through turquoise nebulae, across regions where even light has never been. Perhaps tonight's dream will carry you to a cosmic island, a place where time drifts slower, where every droplet of light is a silent melody. And there you'll find you are no longer the observer of the universe, but part of it dissolved in its radiance, its stardust, its invisible breath surrounding all things. Perhaps this is what cosmic philosophy has been whispering all along, that we are never truly alone. Even now, as you lie quietly in your room, the stars are all around you, burning spheres of fire, thousands of light years away, still shining toward you. Their light began its journey before humans spoke, before we dreamed, before we loved. And now that ancient light touches your eyelids, a lullaby from the universe's distant past. In this moment, that same light passes through you, through the room, through the earth, continuing its endless voyage. And in that journey, you too are traveling with it. Thinking of this brings a soft peace. For if we are truly made of stardust, if we are the universe dreaming of itself, then what is there to fear? All our worries, our losses, our unanswered questions are but ripples in the great ocean of being. All things eventually dissolve like light, like breath, like time. Yet even in dissolution, we remain part of the cycle, drawn into the eternal motion of the cosmos. Alan Watts once said, "You are a function of what the whole universe is doing, in the same way that a wave is a function of what the whole ocean is doing. You are a wave upon the infinite sea. Without you, that sea would not be complete." Sometimes we think we are observing the universe, but in truth, it is the universe observing itself through us. Every gaze, every thought, every dream is a way for the cosmos to see its own reflection in the mirror of awareness. And perhaps tonight, as you drift towards sleep, the universe itself is sleeping within you, the sleep of stars, of souls, of light. Carl Sagan once wrote, "For small creatures such as we, the vastness is bearable only through love. Love the only thing vast enough to meet the infinite." But perhaps we do not merely endure it, we merge with it. For love, like light, is not a destination, but a state of being. Night deepens. The last sounds of the world fade into stillness. Do not fear that silence. For within silence, you can hear more. Not the noise of the outer world, but the quiet breathing of the cosmos within you. A rhythm, slow, ancient, and intimate. A pulse that began 13.8 billion years ago and continues still through each of your breaths, each heartbeat, each dream. Nietzsche once wrote in "Thus spoke Zarathustra, all truly great thoughts are conceived while walking." And perhaps the greatest thoughts are not born in motion, but in stillness when we lie quietly, eyes closed, and let the universe walk through us, slow, vast, tender. Do you hear it? Somewhere billions of light years away, a star has just gone out. And at that same instant, another is being born. The universe, like an infinite breath, inhales and exhales through countless cycles of light and shadow. And tonight, as you sleep, you are breathing with it. Perhaps this is how the cosmos sings you to sleep, not with words, but with continuation, with the simple act of still existing, still turning, still humming its eternal song. And as you drift deeper into rest, imagine this: everything around you softens, distant galaxies, shimmering like suspended dust, slowly revolving in the velvet dark. Time stands still. Your heartbeat, the heartbeat of the universe, continues to hum. There is no boundary now between you and it, only a gentle silence where everything merges. Let yourself rest. Let the thoughts of the day dissolve into night. Let consciousness drift like light, wandering among the stars. The universe is holding you, keeping rhythm with your breath, continuing its endless story. Sleep, my child. The cosmos whispers, you are made of my dust. You carry my light. And when you dream, I am dreaming too. And so in the hush of night, you surrender light as a grain of stardust slipping from the hands of light itself, floating through a silent sky where every question fades and only one truth remains softly echoing. You are home in the arms of the universe, and the universe is singing you to sleep. And then, when the final voice fades into darkness, when the music softens like the slowing breath of the universe itself, we realize that this journey was never just a story about the stars. It was a symphony of knowledge, poetry, and philosophy, echoing beneath the vast sky of night. From the light of a distant star to the edge of space and time, from the questions of science to the whispers of the soul, everything has blended together, light as a breeze, deep as an ocean. In the previous chapter, the narrator sang us to rest with a promise that while we sleep, the galaxies still spin, the stars still burn, and the universe continues its story. A story that, when we look closer, is not only about astronomy, but about life itself. Because between the cold precision of numbers and equations, there has always been something warm and tender, the feeling of being, of witnessing, of merging with the heartbeat of eternity. This journey began with a gaze, the innocent wonder of humankind, looking up at the night sky and seeing a few thousand shimmering points of light. From that gaze, curiosity blossomed. We learned to measure starlight, to seek the origins of those distant glimmers, and to realize that each of them is a sun, each sun a world, each world a possibility, a home for life, or the memory of it. From our tiny neighborhood in the Milky Way, we stepped into the infinite, where 2 trillion galaxies weave the grand fabric of space. And the farther we traveled, the more we discovered the universe is not empty. It is full not only of matter, but of meaning. Edwin Hubble, Henrietta Leavitt, Carl Sagan, and countless others. They looked up not only with their eyes, but with their souls. They were not simply counting stars. They were measuring the moments when humanity transcended itself, where knowledge and faith met beneath an endless sky. But this story was never just about discovery. Every scientific revelation, when told through the language of the heart, becomes a poem. When James Webb saw the first galaxies form, it did not merely see red shifted light. It witnessed the dawn of the cosmos, the moment when the first stars bloomed like flowers from the void. When we speak of dark matter, dark energy, or the expanding universe, we are not just describing physical forces, we are speaking of metaphors for our own unseen depths, the invisible gravity of emotion, the silent energy of faith, the mysteries within the human heart. In Cosmos, Carl Sagan once wrote, "Somewhere something incredible is waiting to be known." And perhaps that something incredible is not only out there among the galaxies, but right here, within the consciousness that dares to wonder. There was a time when we believed ourselves to be the center of the universe. Then upon discovering our smallness, we felt the loneliness of the cosmic void. But through the centuries, through theories, observations, and the voyages of the mind, we have learned something profound, that awareness of our smallness is what makes us great. Nietzsche wrote, "You must have chaos within you to give birth to a dancing star." And perhaps it is from the chaos of knowing, from the tension between fear and wonder, doubt and faith, that the stars of meaning are born. The universe may have no purpose, but we creatures who love, who feel, who ask, are the purpose it never knew it had. The stars will fade. The galaxies will dissolve into shadow. Time at some distant point will grow completely silent. But knowledge, love, memory, and awareness, all that we have ever been, will remain woven into the light, rippling softly across the cosmos like the after sound of a wave. And who knows, in another universe, another time, some distant being may look up at their sky and wonder where they came from. And the light they see may be the light we leave behind tonight. In that sense, we never truly vanish. We only change form from human to light, from light to memory, from memory to the consciousness of the cosmos itself. The entire 2-hour journey from the Big Bang to the final lullaby has been, in truth, the story of humankind returning to stillness within itself. For the more we understand the universe, the more we understand the soul. Science expands the outer world. Philosophy expands the inner. And between the two, silence is where they meet. When we gaze at the night sky, we are not only looking outward, but inward into the mirror of our own being. Awe before the stars is awe before ourselves, the recognition of our own capacity to feel. That is what makes us unique, what makes this small planet the place where the universe becomes aware of itself. If the universe teaches us one thing, it is that everything is connected. The light from the farthest star still reaches your eyes. The echo of the first explosion still hums in the cosmic background. And the breath you take at this very moment contains atoms once born in dying stars. There is no boundary between you and the universe. There is only one continuous flow of being. As Fritjof Capra wrote in The Tao of Physics, at the deepest level of reality, the observer and the observed are one. The observer and the observed are not separate. We are not outside the universe. We are the universe watching itself unfold. And perhaps that is what makes this work special, not because it recounts discoveries, but because it touches the quietest part of the human spirit. It does not instruct, it does not demand belief. It simply invites us to sit down, breathe, and listen. To listen to the hum of light traveling through space. To listen to the echo of the Big Bang within our own heartbeat. To hear the harmony between knowledge and poetry, between reason and feeling, between knowing and not knowing. It is not a lesson in astronomy, it is a lullaby. A reminder that we are small, yet also the greatest wonder the universe has ever created. For only through us does it know it exists. So when you gently close your eyes, let every question dissolve. Do not seek answers. Simply listen to your breath and realize the universe is breathing with you. Let yourself drift in that silence where knowledge becomes dream and light becomes song. For in this very moment, as you surrender to the night, the universe is smiling, as if whispering, "You are the universe dreaming of itself." Alan Watts, and that dream continues softly, endlessly, like the light of a star just now reaching your heart.